This is GPT combined with the power of plugins. So you want to learn to use ChatGPT for your everyday life, school, or just work? I'm just gonna show you some past stuff that it managed to do. This is the heat equation 3D graph. All right, these are cool vector fields that it did. This is a very aesthetically presented equation. This is all GPT-4. ChatGPT at this point is powerful enough to better your life in every little way. Don't make AI your enemy, okay? For now, just use it as a tool, just like a little ruler, just like a fucking calculator. Use it as your tool, or everyone else is gonna get ahead of you because they're gonna be using it as a tool. They're not every day just thinking about, oh, AI's gonna fuck me over. Yeah, but until then, use it to fuck everybody over. For those who don't know who I am, I'm the potential dropout. If you're watching me on TikTok right now, you know who I am. But I'm kind of making this intro for my YouTube followers because I'm new to YouTube. I'm about to post this on YouTube. If I post it on YouTube, if I have the willpower to end up posting this video on YouTube. If you're seeing this on YouTube, welcome to my channel. So you want to learn how to use GPT better, and that's why you're watching this video. And so that your life becomes a little easier and a little better and a little more automated and a little faster. You don't need to be doing all of this and all of that anymore because GPT is going to be doing this and doing that for you instead. You're gonna have more time to smile and have less time to cry at night. Before I even get into the details of what GPT can do for you as a student, in my case, as an engineering student, all of my tips are gonna be super centered around like STEM degrees, but it applies for every other degree too. And it doesn't even necessarily apply to school, okay? If you're just a lifelong learner of stuff, GPT is a great tool for you to learn. I'm not saying for you to cheat. Never cheat, okay? Cheating will always bite back. You use this tool to actually better yourself in life in legit ways. So I was saying, before I get into the details of what GPT can do for you as a student, I'm just gonna go show you some really cool stuff that GPT Premium can do. Unrelated to school necessarily, just cool stuff. I'm just gonna speed run you through some cool stuff that I discovered, some cool features that I discovered. I'm gonna flip my camera around. Let me know if you need me to do a more detailed video of each of these cool features. I'll do them for you, no problem, let me know. Alright, so, this is my little burner account, dem boy. First thing first, if you bought GPT Premium, good for you by the way, you need to go into the three little dots, okay? Go to settings and beta, and you go to beta features, and you turn all of these on: plugins, code interpreter, and custom instructions, okay? And you close this. What happens is, when you have GPT-4, now you have three options. You have default option, which is GPT-4. You ask normal prompt, it's going to give you normal answers. It has code interpreter. What code interpreter is literally you can upload files to it, and it will literally be able to analyze the file for you. And it can be an Excel file, it can be a PDF, it can be an image file. It can edit the image for you. It's crazy. This is insane. And it can spit back some downloadable files for you. Literally, let's say, generate me a downloadable Excel file for personal budget. It can literally do one. It's gonna generate it. Okay, so now you're wondering what the fuck is going on. Okay, just go here. You're going to see all of these little choices. If you click on plugins, this is going to appear. And this is a bunch of plugins that you can literally install for free. Okay. And about plugins. Plugins are powered by a third-party application that are not controlled by OpenAI. Be sure you trust the plugin. No. But long story short, okay. And you can see that if you go to all right, there's 104 and more pages of plugins. And all of these plugins have different functions. Let's say some are plugins that can read links, YouTube links. You use the plugin to literally summarize YouTube videos, just like that. You just put the link into the prompt, tell it to summarize a YouTube video for you. It's gonna do it. Some others are literally gonna find you like cheap flights to Cuba. Let's say like Expedia. No, not Expedia. Sorry, I think this is Kayak. Yeah, Kayak. Kayak is literally, it became a plugin in GPT, and you can just tell it to find literally flights, the cheapest flights at a certain date from where to where, and it's going to find it for you. It's going to use the power GPT to surf through the web and find it for you. There's other plugins. There's job search plugins. There's literally Wikipedia plugin. There's all these different plugins, and I'm never gonna finish a video if I just walk you through every little plugins. There's some for coding. There's others for finding a job, tailoring your CV, tailoring your cover letter. Some that's used to search the web. There's literally games too. It's insane. Basically, imagine GPT had an app store. This would be the app store of GPT. And you get to just install this in like 2 seconds. Just click, blah, blah. 2 seconds later, it's installed. You have this plugin. And then what happens next is you can choose this plugin. Okay. Choose your plugins, which one you want to choose. Let's say, Wolfram. There's Wolfram plugin. This is going to be very, very, very useful for math and physics students and engineering students because it's literally Wolfram. You know Wolfram already. I'm sure you know. It can literally generate formulas that are formatted like in Wolfram instead of the ugly GPT free version of formulas. Let's say we're going to ask this. Using Wolfram, generate me the equation of the Schrodinger equation and illustrate it. Let's see what it does. What it's going to do is it's going to read your prompt, then it's going to understand that you want to use this plugin. So now, oh my god, it's so bright. Used Wolfram. And now, using Wolfram, and you can look, if you click on it, it's going to generate the details, in the background, what's going on. So now, it generates a beautiful equation, okay, for you. This is the Schrodinger equation, all right? And it's describing the variables for you too. So it even gives you the link to the website, all right? So, just a Wolfram plugin in GPT, it's a great tool for physics and math and other STEM students to learn about stuff. Like, you can literally learn so much using this GPT and the power of Wolfram combined to learn stuff. We're just going to ask it to illustrate us a random vector field. This is GPT combined with the power of plugins. I'm going to show you a last plugin before I walk you through Code Interpreter. This plugin that I'm using is called Mixer Box Image Gen, and it's just using DALL-E. It's using DALL-E to create images. Like it's just like it's like Midjourney is like DALL-E. You just write a prompt and it's gonna generate you something. Design me a cool tattoo. All right. So it's asking me for more specification. Dragon tattoo, because I'm running with a typo, but it's smart enough to understand dragon. All right, now it's generating. See, just like Wolfram, this box just shows that it's using this specific plugin to get to work. And now you can even have a downloadable dragon tattoo. And tattoo in 3, 2, 1. Like, low-key, if you have a cool tattoo business you want to run using AI generated image, this is a great tool for you. You're going to have to convince your clients that, you know, there's value in AI generated artworks. Give me a cool Irizumi back tattoo. Let's see what it did. This is all AI. Dystopian landscape, brutalism, city. This really cool tattoo. Tony Soprano in China. T-Rex in the Bronx. Interior design. India in the future. More Shanghai in the future. Montreal to economic crisis away. Fucking cool cat. A cat in a gold chain and a lowrider. This cool little dystopian city. Cool little dystopian city number 2. This is all AI generated. All right, this is enough of plugins because there's too many plugins that I could walk you through. So we're just gonna go through Code Interpreter. You know what's default. Default is just like if you were using the free version, but it's just smarter and it's gonna give you smarter answers than the free version. We're gonna go through Code Interpreter now. So let's say you are a financial analyst or a stock trader, and you want to have some cool graphs about Bitcoin or something. All right, I'm in a random website where we have a comma separated value file that's downloadable of Bitcoin prices. So now we download this file, and it's downloaded. We open the file. Okay, so all of the data is here. Now we can put it into GPT straight. We can straight up upload this file into GPT. So going back to GPT Code Interpreter, you see this little plus button here, upload file. All right, there we go. Let's go to my downloads and let's go to download data, cryptocurrency. All right. Okay, my prompt is give me the most interesting and sophisticated data analysis and graphs using this data. It's just analyzing, it's thinking, it's using its AI brain cells right now. And then see you on the other side. So it's analyzing, it's giving some stats about the data, but boom, look at what it's doing. It's using the CSV data, and it literally made a graph. So a very cool and important feature in Code Interpreter for GPT-4 and just basically premium GPT is it can use data and generate graphs for you. Like, this is just a little example of some of the graphs it can do. But look at this. It's doing analysis. It's literally explaining you what's going on. I'm just going to show you some past stuff that it managed to do. This is the heat equation, 3D graph. All right. These are cool vector fields that it did. This is a very aesthetically presented equation. This is all GPT-4. I also last time uploaded this image and I told it to vectorize it for me. So it kind of gave me a kind of vectorized look, but it wasn't actually vectorized, but it's all good. But I told it to make it black and white and it made it black and white. Like, isn't this amazing? And GPT is literally able to code for you or correct your code or tell you where your code went wrong or modify your code. You can literally just tell it right now in any coding language that you want. Tell it to make a game for you. A little game, little Python game. Make a little Python game for you. And this is exactly what I did. I did a few Python games using GPT, and I'm just going to show you the games right now. I actually want to show you first the HTML game that I made. Settle the beef. Attack. Player smashes with a powerful punch. Oh, I love it. And you see how like even the character becomes more and more. This is all GPT. I was just telling you details, what features I want in the game, and it made me this HTML game. I love it. All right, and you can heal too. This is cool, right? Anyways, next game. This is a Python game that I made. All right, but it wasn't really me because it was GPT. It just. Oh my god, I perished again. I suck at this. See, I'm jumping. Oh, but you get me. And this is exactly what I kind of did at my job. I used GPT to come up with a Python code that revolutionized the CNC department where I'm interning at. And the code was so useful that the director literally shook my hand because of how fast I accelerated the process of the company thanks to the code. One of the last things that I want to show you is summarizing YouTube videos. I'm going to take a random video, all right? J-tips. So I don't know what this video is about, besides from what the title says, but we can open the transcript. We can just toggle timestamps, okay? And now you just take all the transcript, all right? Control C, and if you don't have the paying version, you have the free version, it's no problem. Just say, summarize the transcript, paste the transcript, and it's going to summarize the transcript for you. Summarize this transcript, pasted the transcript, and now, boom, it summarized the video for you. And this can apply to every type of video out there on YouTube, whether it's about some school material you're learning or a film you got to watch, okay? It's all there. Now, if you have the paying version, here's an even cooler tip. Just get a plugin that summarizes YouTube videos for you. I already have one, but you just literally, if you don't have one, just go to the plugin store, write YouTube summarizer, and it's gonna give you a many. So let's say VoxScript. It enables searching of YouTube transcript, web browsing, searching, and more. We're just gonna use this, okay? The other plugin added, it's the image generation, but it's not gonna choose that to summarize. Okay, now what do? I go to YouTube, I take the link, I copy the link, I paste the link, boom. Let's see what it does. All right, look. It gives you the information about the video, and it gives you the summary. This is about everything you need to know. Okay, use this information literally to be better at school, because you can now summarize videos about physics and math. Why am I qualified to talk to you about GPT? Well, for starters, I'm a student in mechanical engineering, and I've been surviving this fucking degree for the past 2 years, and I have 3 years left to survive, and I'm dying until GPT appeared in my life, and it kind of saved me a little. All right. Before GPT, what were we using? Fucking Wolfram Alpha, Symbol Lab, and this and that to do all of this and all of that. You were what, like when you had to learn something and you had to cram some material, when you had to cram some theory, what do you have to do? You had to fucking look at a textbook, watch a YouTube video. You know, all of this still stands. But with GPT around, you can actually fucking feed the YouTube video into GPT now. You can feed the transcript into GPT. That's already easier. But if you have GPT-4, you can literally feed the link to GPT, and it's gonna fucking summarize the video for you. And you just tell them, summarize it in a super detailed way or a less detailed way, depending of how detailed you want the information to be. So I've been a super intense user of GPT for the past 8 months of my life. And I can literally tell you a bunch of stuff that it's been doing for me at school and at work. All right. First of all, like I said, it was summarizing those YouTube transcripts for me to learn material faster about some specific theory. Let's say you want to learn about this physics subject. You watch a YouTube video, okay, sure. But you want to have some textual support, all right? Take the transcript, put it to GPT, and this GPT is going to summarize the transcript for you. That was the first thing. The second thing was GPT was literally kind of a buddy to you, a study buddy to you. You ask him to teach you stuff, and you can ask it questions back and forth. But that you already know, because literally this is just you ask GPT a question, it answer you the question, right? But in terms of learning stuff at school, you can just tell it to teach you the material. And of course, GPT 3.5 is a little less accurate than GPT-4, because GPT-4 can actually go to links on the websites and take this material and teach it to you. GPT 3.5 is kind of using AI algorithm to kind of like come up with some bullshit. Most of the time, this bullshit is accurate, but it can have something that we'd call it AI hallucinations. You can't really trust these hallucinations because they're not necessarily factual information. So at school, this has been the two main things that I've been doing with GPT. Summarizing YouTube transcript to learn material faster, basically is generating a second type of textbook or second version of notes about this material for you outside of your professor's notes. And you can compare these knowledge and have a better understanding of the material, obviously. And also, as a third way to support your learning of this material, it can generate all this knowledge for you. I mean, also the formulas for certain classes. Let's say I've been this summer generating all of the formulas for fluid dynamics that I'm going to take for next semester. I'm just going to flip my camera around and show it to you. So let's say fluid dynamics, boom, taught by GPT-1. That was version 1, taught by GPT-2, version 2. All right. GPT taught by GPT-3, version 3. When I say GPT-2, GPT-3, I don't mean the version of GPT. I'm talking about the version of my notes. So GPT generated these 3 versions of notes for me. So we're going to start with taught by GPT-1. All right. This is the course content with this professor. All right. So I just fed this information to GPT. What I did was just teach me about fluid properties. All right. For fluid dynamics university level as a prompt. And it just gave me all of this. All right. And then fluid statics. And it gave me all of this. And fluid kinematics. And you see how there's literally formulas that it gives. Look at everything that it's been doing. It's been doing a lot. And it taught me all of fluid dynamics. Of course, I didn't actually do practice problems yet. And that's a vital part of succeeding at school. You need to do the practice problems too. But at least theory-wise, I get to have a very detailed but yet pretty simple overview of the material. And that's a pretty nice way to get you introduced to the material before you actually take the class, because we all know that classes like fluid dynamics is super hard, and everyone kind of wishes to have a little kind of summary of the whole material with all the relevant formulas that you might need in a class before class actually starts. And this is exactly what GPT does for you. This is the second version of notes that GPT generated for me for fluid dynamics. And look what happens here. All the formulas are here. The explanation of the theory behind the formula is here. The reason why GPT is better than textbook in most cases is because you don't always have access to the textbook, but you always have access at least to free GPT. And GPT can generate you the knowledge from these textbooks. Here's a fun fact. Ask it if he knows about a certain textbook that got published before 2021. I'm talking about the free version. If it's the newer version, it just knows everything. But the free version, it knows, it's actually familiar with the material in the textbook that you ask about. And you can just ask it to summarize the material in this textbook chapter by chapter. And it's actually going to do it. And this is effectively a free way to gain quick and simple summarized knowledge about little details of textbooks, about anything, every subject in the world. One prompt away from just learning a subject that you want. You want to learn about law? Ask it about a law textbook and tell it to summarize to you like a dummy. Okay? What law is about. It's gonna... My dad just sneezed out. Bless you! Bless you! As an engineering student, I know that one of the stressful things when you see a new intimidating formula is you see the formula, okay, but there's no use in memorizing it if you don't know what the fuck these variables stands for. Or what's the unit to these variables? Because sometimes you know what the variables stand for, but you're stressing the fuck out because you don't know what the units are. And so in your mind, this formula is obsolete until you know everything. But this is exactly what I've done. I asked GPT-4 to give me the formula and give me the what every variable stands for and give me the unit for every one of these variables. So I have the theory behind the formula, the variable, and the unit for each variable. This is everything you need for a formula. This was done by a GPT-4, so the paying version. I paid for the premium GPT, but this is also totally doable with the free version. It's just that when you pay for the premium version, of course, you get a better kind of answers. It's in the details, you know, beauty is in the details. GPT-4 is fucking Picasso compared to like an NFT artist when it's the free version. So, it's all beautiful that I'm showing you what GPT can do for you and what GPT did for me and the results, but I'm gonna actually show you now the art of asking the question, the art of the prompt. There's you asking a nice, beautiful prompt for GPT to understand and give you the answer that you want. And there's also the person that's going to ask the most shitty prompt and be like, it's not giving me the answer I need. GPT sucks. No, bro, you just don't know how to fucking communicate. No wonder you don't have a fucking girlfriend. So the art of asking a prompt. There's many videos out there already to teach you how to properly ask better prompts. Because it only gets better. You can ask a shitty prompt and you can ask a better prompt and someone can ask a better prompt than you and get a better result than you. And there's somebody out there that's going to ask the most perfect prompt and there's still going to be someone that asked a better prompt. So the better your prompt, the better the results possibly for you. And it just comes down to this. Imagine you're asking like someone that has all the knowledge in the world, but they're not smart. They just have the greatest memory ever. They have data about everything, but they just don't understand what the fuck you're saying unless you're saying it to the fucking atom. That's how I should describe this, okay? Like, you have to literally specify every bit of the thing. So asking a question to GPT you have to kind of get in the mindset of kind of like someone who codes. When someone codes a program, okay, they need to think about every little detail for the program to work exactly how this person intends the program to work, right? This is exactly what you need to do with GPT when you ask a question. You need to specify every bit of detail about your question for it to give you the answer like you intended to. All right? There's another way to imagine this. Imagine you're GPT and the person in front of you is you, okay? And this person is asking you to give them an answer, okay? Well, what's every little thing that this person should ask you for you to give the answer that this person wants? And you need to write out all these specific little things in a prompt. Or it's too general. Bigger the prompt, bigger the answer. Or you probably understand what I mean by communicating well with GPT. And I am not actually going to talk about it in detail in this video because there's so many videos out there already that teach you how to properly ask the questions in a clear manner. Okay, watch all these other cool YouTube videos about it. I'm not gonna, because I got something to do tonight. I don't want to waste my time explaining to you already information that's already available online. Honestly, just get GPT-4, okay? Find all these YouTube videos, okay? Click on the link, copy the link, put it into GPT-4, tell it to summarize the video for you, and you're better off than listening to me for the next minutes talking to you about how to ask a question. When really you've been on this planet for all these years, you know how to communicate well if you really wanted to, okay? And this is just the key. Communicate every little detail in your prompt to GPT. And if you feel like it's clearer to ask it in a bullet point form, do it in a bullet point form. But whatever the case, you need to be specific. Sometimes it might take you multiple hundreds words essays to get the point across and finally get what you want, get the code that you want, get the answer that you want. But you can get there. Just don't give up. You can get there because you're living already in an era where you're a few prompts away from just holding the truth to what you need to know. Okay? Thanks to ChatGPT. And hopefully in 100 years, 200 years, we're not completely dominated by these type of intelligence. But until then, you just use it as a tool because it's clearly going to better your life in the short term and the long term. So I hope that this video really was helpful for you to get you introduced to the world of GPT. You need to explore this by yourself. This is the best and only way for you to be very good at using GPT is really just explore it yourself. Okay, of course the paying version has really cool big features that the free version doesn't have, and I feel like personally it's worth it to have the paying version considering all the cool stuff that it did. Okay, especially if you have a purpose, GPT is for you. Like if you have a purpose and you know what you want to get, what you want to do, use GPT because it can probably get a lot of the stuff done for you. Okay. And this is probably a great tool for you as a student or as a business owner or as an entrepreneur or even as an employee or even as someone who's staying at home just bored out of their mind. You want to learn something new. You want to, kind of do this cool code or do this cool that's going to do this cool task for you on your computer instead of you having to do it manually. GPT, it's all there. All of the resources in the world is in front of the screen. Okay, alright guys, that's all for the video, and I hope you guys subscribe to my YouTube if you're on YouTube right now, or you follow my TikTok if you're on TikTok right now, and you do subscribe to my YouTube too, and you do follow my TikTok too. Okay, whatever the case. All right, it's all just the potential dropout, and you know what I do already. I just document my life as an engineer, as a mechanical engineering student. To be more specific, I'm not an engineer yet. Hopefully one day, hopefully you guys too, one day you're gonna graduate from your degree and you guys get to enjoy the fruits of success. And I hope that I can use myself as a beacon of hope for you guys going through it right now. I know the school is tough because it's tough for me too, and I'm not here as a guru that it's trying to show you that I'm better than you or whatever. No, because I'm probably like one of the people with the worst grades in my class, and this is the experience of someone like this. Okay, and if I can survive and I can graduate one day, you can too. Have a great life. See you guys next episode.